Hello, everyone. This is Björn Strid from the Night Flight Orchestra, and you're watching Metal on Loud.
Thanks for joining the podcast. How are things in your world?
Pretty good, I guess. Yeah, it's obviously strange, just recording music and just doing interviews and no live shows. But at the same time, I mean, it's been a very creative year and feeling pretty good. And yeah, it's summertime. It's been decent weather, and it's been pretty chaotic in some parts of Europe. As we all know. And so, yeah, it's I don't know. It's just a weird time, but, we're hanging in there and just pleased to have some good new music that will hopefully help a little bit, in these times. I think it's pretty, how can I say? It's pretty inspiring stuff.
Definitely. I've been rocking the new album all week. And I have to say, it gets you moving. It's move music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Glad you feel that way.
Yeah. This is the second album you did in a short time. The first one got kind of rudely interrupted by Corona.
Yeah.
And you chose to use the same title for the album. Was that because you still think of it in the same vibe, or is there a different reason for that?
Yeah, I mean, we're still in that vibe, and it's also sort of, the anti-climax thing that occurred when we were working so hard on Aeromantic I, and then we went on tour for 1 week, and then we had to cut it short, and a lot of other bands were in the same situation, so it's nothing unique, but it's tough, and we felt that, we're not done yet with this album, and what do? I mean, the first thing that we did when we realized that, okay, this is serious stuff, and then we decided to, and we found out that everyone in the band had Corona, like when we came home, and once everybody was fine, we decided to book, some studio time instead, just to sort of cope with it, because it was such an anticlimax, and we were building this up for such a long time, and then it's like, so that's what we did. And so for us, it was very natural to sort of connect these two albums, even though it might not sound like the same album by any means. It's always got to be something new when we release a new album, and surprises and all that, so, but it's also connected, and I think we also we're releasing a new album, but we also want to bring Aeromantic I with us, and all of this, because we're not done yet with that album.
You're far from done. I can tell that by everything in your music. I really like this new version 2 album. I think it's even stronger than the first one.
Wow.
To be honest.
Very cool.
It sounds like it's more of a unit to me personally.
Yeah. And you're a metalhead mostly, or what would you consider yourself as? Are you more a metalhead than a rocker, or you a little bit of both?
I've always been a metalhead to the point that in my teens I hated electronic drums and keyboards.
Right.
And I love this album.
Okay, that says a lot.
It might be the gray that starts to grow in my beard. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I don't know, because I was sort of. I mean, I was growing up in the '90s. It was very Stockholm death metal and Norwegian black metal for me, but at the same time, I was very much into '70s disco, and '80s stuff. I don't know. It's weird, but it's just interesting, I think. It also has to do with metal fans being very, how can I say, a lot of people think that metal fans are very, predictable and and all that. But I think metal fans can be very picky as well. And if there's one thing they can do, they will see through you if you don't mean it.
Yeah. That's
the one thing. That's why this band crosses over so well, because people can feel like, okay, this is weird. This is holy shit. I don't know what to do with this. Am I allowed to like this? But they mean business, you know. They're sincere in what they're doing, and there's
music. Yeah, there's musicality in it and authenticity, and that's what speaks, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. As long as you can feel it, it's okay to like it.
Yeah.
And, as for myself, I've had a wide range of bands I liked in the past. I've even seen Willie Nelson live and Alison Krauss, to name a few. So it's
nice.
Yeah, but very different.
Yeah,
You wouldn't expect that from a metalhead.
No, not really. I guess not. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like metalhead sometimes like outlaw country and stuff like that, because it sort of goes hand in hand somehow. But it's like when it's something like that sounds like a little bit like ABBA and it's a little bit glittery, you know, you wouldn't expect it from the average metalhead to actually appreciate it. So that's cool. Yeah. But then again, I think, like you said, the authenticity, I think that's what people feel as well.
Yeah. I think I listened to this album a lot, and also scroll back to your earlier work. And I think if you were around in the 80s, you might have sold out a few arenas.
Sometimes I just wish I was born in a different decade, but then we wouldn't have sounded like this. You know, it's but it's fun to play with that thought. It's like, oh, we could have packed arenas back then, but yeah. But we're doing it now, and we're providing something that's missing out there. So, I mean, that's the beauty of it as well. So,
the 80s stuff is really big right now. You had a lot of things in media, movies, series that all grab back to that age. So, I think your time is here for this music.
Yeah. I hope so too, and I hope it's gonna last.
Do you already have some plans for tour, or are you still waiting for everything to settle the fuck down?
Well, we have like a shorter European tour plan in September, and then we have one in November. But I mean, quite frankly, September, is it going to happen? I have strong doubts. Maybe November, but I don't know. But we're also trying to maybe like juggle a little bit and sort of pick some dates from the September thing and some dates from the November thing and make it into one tour and try to do something in October, November. And I don't know. It's, I don't dare to say anything. I don't know. It's,
in how far would you say that this is still a side project for you? Because if I watch you guys having fun with the videos, it doesn't feel like a side gig. It feels like something way bigger, something you put your whole heart into.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that this was going to be more than just a side project at a very early stage. So for a very long time, this has been like a real band for me. You know, it's I have the best of both worlds. I have Soilwork and I have the Night Flight Orchestra, and I think I get to sort of express most of my influences through those two bands, and that's a beautiful thing. And having those two bands on that level too, it's I feel very grateful. That's hard to do, and
I'm a big Soilwork fan myself as well. We spoke earlier for Soilwork. We did a cover interview.
Yeah,
it's a very different beast.
It is, and I mean, I've heard a lot of. I mean, not a lot, but some people say like, "Oh, Soilwork is starting to sound like the Night Flight Orchestra," blah blah blah, and all that stuff. But for us, I mean, me and David were the main songwriters for both bands, but for us, they're two different units. It's very different musical expressions. You know, it's a different vibe. But of course, it's I don't know. Maybe sometimes people hear some of the melodies crossing over, but I mean that's something that you carry with you wherever you go. So it's
I don't see that way.
No. I mean, I agree with you. I don't feel the connection in that way, you know, at all. But
I think if you look at the melodies in Soilwork, they're a totally different breed than this. This is happy, danceable stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, then at the same time in the Night Flight Orchestra, it's yes, like you said, it's danceable stuff, it's dance-worthy stuff, and it's sort of upbeat and happy, but there's also that sort of ABBA-esque melancholy running through it that we also sometimes have a little bit in solo, but it's still in a very different shape, I think. Yeah. So it's so even though this band is like a party band, the Night Flight Orchestra, it's still I still feel that we're pretty unpredictable. I still get surprised by myself and my fellow musicians in this band. It's not like we just go in there and it's like, oh, that's what we do and blah blah blah. ABC blah blah blah. It's there's always surprises, and I think that's what I love about it too. It's
one of the things I really like is how you've grown as a vocalist over these albums, and you can really tell that your range keeps growing.
But thank you for saying that. Yeah, and I just feel grateful. I'm gonna be 43 in September, and that I'm still developing as a singer. I think that's only a blessing, I guess. It's. Some singers are done by the time they're, 30, but I was a late bloomer, I guess. So yeah, I'm just happy that it's working, and I sing, just about every day. I keep my pipes warm, and I've done a lot of touring, so I guess I build up a pretty strong voice, but a strong voice doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna always sound good or have a great tone in it. But I don't know. It just works, and I feel that I'm still curious, as a singer to sort of develop the voice. So that's good.
Curiosity is a very powerful thing. You gotta keep that.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not somebody who likes to sit still, are you?
You will be surprised. I love to sit still, but it's just not working that well. No, I mean it's. I don't know. The latest years, I've sort of started appreciate when nothing is happening, when there's just nothing happening. Because I used to be very bad at hanging out with myself, but I become a lot better at that, to just be. And I think that's an art, because it can be hard, to not always having, distractions or all these things, and to always having people around you, which happens very much when you're on tour, and when you're in the studio. So, but I've started appreciating being alone. And I think that, I don't know, it probably sounds very boring and very mature, but but then again, I have a hard time saying no to anything music that I, feel intrigued by or feel that I can take on or just, that I feel inspired by, instead of just like, what, let's let it rest for a while and then I'll get back to you. But it's a hard balance.
Yeah, I've seen several calls from you to say, I've got time, I'm open to projects, and bring me. Yeah, no, I mean, that's been really good, and obviously with everything, with the whole Corona situation, and it's been very good. Obviously to stay alive financially, but also to keep my pipes warm, and also to develop as a singer. I've worked with so many interesting bands from all around the globe, the latest years, and it's been very good for me, and it's been good for them as well. Like 99.9% are super happy, and so it's really a win-win situation. It's sometimes I get thrown some stuff that is like, I don't know what to do with this, but I know that I will try my best to make this the best thing ever. So I always give my best. And
it's really interesting let's say there's a band from Colombia. They send me a song. It's like, we want you to write the lyrics and write the melody for the chorus. And I just sit there. It's like, oh, okay, this is cool. This is not something that I normally would write myself, but I'm going to work something out of this, And I think that's how you develop as a musician and as a singer. So I think that has given me so much. And there's been so many different and interesting collaborations, So I think that's another thing that
I think
one of those reasons why I keep developing it as a singer.
I think that's something you can only do if you have a broad horizon, if you have an open mind.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of influences.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. When it comes to the videos you made for this album, how much fun did you have with those, and how hard was it to keep a grin off your face?
Yeah, it was not that hard to do.
Really?
I mean, that's what because I mean, it's one of those things like, we've had some fun times recording videos with Soilwork, but this is on a whole different level. It's like there was times the Soil was like, oh no, we're going to record a video again. I don't want to, because it's like, oh, we're going to stand in a warehouse with chains hanging from the ceiling again. I can't take it, because it's like, there's certain things within metal that makes you feel limited when it comes to videos. But then again, I mean, of course, there's a lot of things you can do, but you know what I'm talking about. With the Night Flight Orchestra, it's like there's no limits whatsoever. So of course that's gonna be more fun, and it can be like this latest video that we did for Chardonnay Nights that basically came together 2 weeks ago. I it's like, we need a video, okay, and I started thinking like, what can we do? It's like, sailing boat, my old neighbor. Let's call my old neighbor. Blah, blah. Let's get dancers. Let's do this. Let's do that. And it just turned into this beautiful celebration, and so, yeah, I mean, we've had so much fun with recording our videos. It's always a lot of fun. There's going to be another one coming out by the time of the release. So we're planning that right now. And yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, but as you say, it's hard to stay sort of serious, but at the same time, you're so serious. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain because it feels so right that you can't help. Yeah.
The video for "Burn for Me," where you stand with the gold glitter.
Yes.
That's
a great video.
Yeah,
I love doing that video. Yeah. It's such a that's the video that was needed right there and then. Yeah. It's like a celebration in the streets, like dancing in the streets, people coming out of the woodworks, and yeah, I love that video. That was fun.
It really showcases you as artists, I think, who are just having a blast doing their thing. Yeah, it shows on the faces, in the music.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Plus the little Elvis cape.
Yes, of course. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, definitely not. Where did you actually get that jacket? Did you get that in the store? Did you get it custom made?
It was custom made, actually.
I thought as much. It's I love the look. It's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, it's fun to wear. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Do you have any more surprises coming this year? You also already mentioned a video. You mentioned some shows that you are planning.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard. I mean, if we can't do shows, we'll try to stay creative, online and release videos and this and that, and then who knows. Once if all the countries going into lockdown, God forbid, this fall, and we release an album in September, and we can't do anything, I'm sure we're going to be, I don't know, record a couple of singles and release them before Christmas. I mean, you can always count on us, whether it being us releasing music or going on tour. But of course, we would hope to go on tour, just like everybody else. So
yeah, I've listened to the album many times, and the thing that struck me is that this would do awesome as a live show for a DVD in the old style, like an old-fashioned metal show with the old-fashioned lights.
Yes, it would be amazing. Yeah, and film with old cameras and everything. That would be
like that. I think I'd watch the hell out of that.
Yeah. Yes. That's a good idea, actually. Think about that.
You can have it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Do you have any last words for our viewers, your friends out there?
Well, thanks for being patient. And there was a lot of people who picked up Aeromantic 1, and I'm sure that Aeromantic 2 is not going to make you disappointed by any means. So, stay tuned and pick it up on release day, and we're very much looking forward to perform both of these Aeromantics live. So hope to see you somewhere at some time very soon. And
those are good words.
Thanks for being a fan.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us on the show, and I'll see you out there.
Yes, I hope so too. You take care.
Let them all out, man.
Absolutely. Good to see you, man. Take care.